Well, you want to talk about untouchable on vault? How about Jeanette Antolin? Jeanette has averaged 9.988 this year on this event. At one point, she notched 7 straight 10s and has 9 overall. Safe to say the numbers speak for themselves.
Jeanette Antolin is our rock. She is, we always talk about if you were going into battle or if you were on the Titanic and the boat was sinking, who would you want in your lifeboat? And everyone, the first person they would choose is Jeanette Antolin. She will find a way to get the job done.
That string of 7 straight 10s incidentally snapped just recently here at Nationals in the preliminary competition.
She's performing the Yurchenko full. Wow, that's the best vault we've seen yet.
She's just unbelievable to see how she's really done a 180 with every facet of her life. She's more dedicated to her studies, her faith, her time in the gym, and making this UCLA team a champion for the 4th time in 5 years.
Bonnie, we've seen this vault all day, and she clearly stands apart, hitting the horse at a perfect angle. Right there. Enables her to leave the horse exactly at vertical. She gets great height, which also helps her be able to drop in the landing for a perfect stick. And Bonnie, I don't think I saw a deduction in that vault.
Well, will the judges? That's the question. And
they found something.
They found something. 9975 on the Coca-Cola scoreboard for Jeanette Antolin as we take a look at our standings after 2 rotations. UCLA on pace now to break the NCAA record for team score in a championship. As for Utah, here's Tracy with Coach Greg Marsden.
Greg, a tough start on bars, but you put it together on beam. How big of a boost was that for your team's confidence?
Well, you know, we blew it on the first event, and so at this point you're performing for pride. So we've just got to gather ourselves and roll up our sleeves and do the best we can for the rest of the meet.
In the wink of an eye, we'll be back with Georgia on vault, Bama on bars, and a look at Olympian turned NCAA champion Elise Ray. Welcome back to the NCAA Gymnastics Championships as we see the ladies of Alabama marching to bars. But let's take a look now at this year's individual champions. Sophomore Courtney Bumper's making a little bit of history for North Carolina. She shares the floor title with Alabama's Ashley Miles, becoming the Tar Heels' first national champion.
I'm so happy. I can't believe it. This is like a dream come true for me to finally hit my floor routine and to place first at nationals.
On the beam, it was ASU's Ashley Kelly who claimed her school's first national title since Elizabeth Reed on the beam in 1997, and only their 2nd title since '86.
Warming up, watching everyone on beam, they were just amazing. Everyone was just hitting everything, and I was like, wow, this is like top of the beam, you know? And I don't know, it was just so surreal. Like, I had no expectations coming into it, and I tried to do my best, and came out pretty good.
Elise Ray, the Olympian turned Michigan star, her squad didn't make Super 6, but she made the most of her individual opportunities and finals, claiming the bars championship, her 3rd career national title.
And she's come back from her own string of injuries to make a huge impact for the Wolverines.
Elise here in body, but her heart is in Iraq, where her brother Taylor is serving in the U.S. military. She and her brother wear matching bracelets to keep their bond alive.
He's doing okay considering the circumstances. I guess it's somewhat of a motivation to me because it makes me realize that everything that I'm doing is, again, somewhat trivial. So I try not to feel sorry for myself, and I try not to complain that I'm tired and don't want to go to practice because, you know, in the big scheme of things, it doesn't really mean much. But he is a sense of inspiration to me that I can't even express.
Elise has been granted an injury exception from earlier in her career, so she still has a season of eligibility left. You think she'll take it?
You know, Bonnie, she's still on top, still performing well. If I were her, I'd say, why not?
Rotation 3 has Georgia on vault, Alabama on bars, Florida on beam, Stanford on the floor. But we'll go first back to vault, where Georgia's Cory Fritzinger is up. She's the 2001 NCAA vaulting champion.
Performing Yurchenko Arabian. Virtually has to be perfect to stick this landing. Right there, as you can see, a little over rotation in the slight hop.
Georgia's had a bevy of individual champions, but Cory is actually the most recent with that floor title a few years ago, and a 9.8 for Fritzinger in these championships. Alabama's Shannon Hrozek competing on 3 events for the Tide in this Super 6 after scratching everything but beam with a shoulder injury in the prelims. Shannon bruising that shoulder during the practice round here in Los Angeles, and she didn't even warm up on bars, didn't even decide whether she was going to go or not until the one-touch warm-up.
So difficult to do. Truly shows the mental toughness of these athletes. And to be honest, this event right here is going to be the most challenging on the shoulder. Takes a lot of strength right there. As you pirouette, you're on one arm, catching the bar, hyperextending those shoulders. Beautiful job so far.
Having Shannon in the lineup is so important for the Tide, not just for her scores, but she's their table setter, their leadoff on vault, bars, and floor.
Nice double tuck. Beautiful landing. Shoulder didn't seem to affect her at all in that event.
And you can't emphasize enough how invaluable a tone setter is. And we saw it on bars with D'Oliveira struggling as the first one out. They are the ones who say, okay, we're getting our team off to a good start. Now you follow my lead. And a 9-8 is certainly a wonderful way for Hrozek to lead Alabama off on bars. Let's join Florida's Brianne King in progress on the balance beam. Brianne, part of the Gators' 6-member freshman class that is the largest in Gator history.
Very nice front aerial right into a back handspring. Tumbling series.
Brianne's made an immediate impact in Gainesville, going all around in all but 2 meets this season. And to just indicate how solid she's been, 46 for 46. She's hit every single routine this season.
Getting ready for the dismount. Round off double full. Fighting for that landing, did not move those feet.
Florida hasn't been to the Super 6 since 1998, but with all of the young talent they have, you know this is a team that's going to be here for the next few years. And a 9.85 is the score posted by Brianne King for the Gators. Over to floor, where Caroline Fluhrer, this is the final competition for the Stanford senior.
Front handspring, front double twist, very nice. Performing to Madonna.
This was my music senior year in college. It's Vogue. It's very easy to dance to. It's kind of hard not to get into this.
Yeah, just strike some poses.
Not as well as Madonna. At least I couldn't. Caroline, the senior captain, hailing from Seattle. She, Elise, Lindsay Wing, among the seniors who've really taken gymnastics to new heights on the farm.
Last and final tumbling pass to go. Performing whip pass to front full, very nice.
I bet Mom Kristen thinks it's a 10, and Caroline's an All-American on bars, but it was earlier this year she got her first perfect score, and it was right here on floor exercise where Caroline Fluhrer receives a 9.9 for the Stanford Cardinal. Georgia sophomore Brittany Smith missed regionals with a nagging ankle injury, but went 9.775 here in prelims.
Well, this is the event those ankles would affect her on. Yurchenko Arabian, great height. You can see a little bit of a step on the landing, but this event is a purely impact event. She did a great job dealing with the pain.
Suzanne Yocklin says Brittany is her most improved gymnast over the year, and that's reflected on her vault score. Still to come, Georgia's seniors seek their long-coveted national championship, and Alabama's all-around champ and powerhouse, Rice and Miles, straight ahead on bars.